I don't care what anyone says. I will die on this hill. I don't care how much hate I get for this. No soul can change my mind. Sonic Colors absolutely sucks. Not only does it suck, but it is, in my personal opinion, the second worst 3D Sonic game of all time. Now, what's the actual worst 3D Sonic game? We'll save that for another time. I despise this game. This is one of the only games to break my childhood bias rule. Like, whenever there's a game that I've played as a tiny little child, no matter how bad it is, I will always like it at least a little bit because, you know, it means something to me. It kept me entertained as a child, so I still have a soft spot for it. Sonic Colors was one of those games until I replayed it recently. I dislike this game so much that it manages to make me forget all the good times I had with it as a kid. Not even my nostalgia can save me from how ass it is, in my personal opinion. I played Sonic Colors as a kid when I got my first Wii, and yeah, I really liked it. Even a few years after that, I played it again, and yeah, I still thought it was fun. And then I played it again last month. Holy shit. I feel bad for little me. I just don't see the appeal in this game at all. Like, not even a little bit. But you know, I should be fair. Let's go over a few things I actually like about this game. Here we go. The level environments and their music are absolutely beautiful. Alright, now on to the bad stuff.
No copyright law in the universe is going to stop me!
Now yeah, this is the least important aspect of the game. I mean, if a game has a bad story, that doesn't automatically make it bad. But I'm still gonna go over it, cause holy crap, this is absolute shit. I am very comfortable with calling this the worst story in any Sonic game ever. Like, ever, and I'm referring to every Sonic game, both mainline and spin-offs. Fucking Sonic Labyrinth and Sonic 4 have better stories than this crap. Eggman builds a giant space theme park that's secretly a scheme to steal the Wisps' powers, I guess, or something like that. It's not a terrible narrative, but it is made terrible by the fucking character interactions and writing. Oh my god, the writing. No one in this game is likable. No one. Sonic is extremely boring, cringy, and sounds like ass, sorry Roger, and he constantly makes the most unfunny, overly long, and outdated jokes to exist in the world. Tails is the obligatory tech guy who's also super unlikable and soulless. Eggman is not threatening, stupid, and unfunny as hell, which is super impressive because every other Sonic game manages to at least get one of those attributes right. And then there's, oh wait, that's like all the characters. Like, let's compare this to a few other Sonic games with notably bad stories. More notably Sonic Forces and Sonic Lost World. Even though these games also don't do a good job at telling a story, they're still acceptable. Sonic Lost World, while having a terrible narrative, often gives the characters an actual personality and makes their interactions feel pretty real sometimes. Like, yeah, this is still a kid's game, lots of stupid, unfunny jokes and shit, but moments like Sonic and Tails arguing or Sonic roasting Xena.
Oh my gosh, are you serious? I am so sorry.
Oh, well, in that case...
Oh no, what I meant to say is, I'm so sorry that you have nothing more important to do in life.
Or Sonic worrying over Tails, to which Orbot responds to by asking if he can replace him, feel like somewhat real interactions and make the characters feel like characters, not lifeless corpses that spit out stupid kids' humor every 3 seconds.
Baldy Nosehead!
And Sonic Forces is the opposite, where the characters mostly feel lifeless and empty, but there are genuine stakes at hand, sometimes, and they manage to make Eggman somewhat threatening. Overall, it's a story with a lot of missed potential, but there's definitely something there. Sonic Colors' story has none of the good parts of these games and all of the bad parts.
Baldy!
Zero stakes at hand, zero character in the characters, zero reasons to give a shit. But anyways, enough of the story.
Lousy, cheap alien energy.
How are people still calling this one of the best Sonic games after 15 years? So, this is the second 3D Sonic game in the Boost formula, but I'm putting both 3D and Boost in huge quotations because you'll only be boosting and playing in actual 3D for like 30% of the stage at most. The first 2 or 3 stages of a zone, which are the only times I can have even a little fun with this game, are still, in my opinion, the worst boost stages in the franchise. Yeah, maybe they're not as automated as Sonic Forces, but my god, they are so goddamn boring. This is very subjective, of course, but personally what I'm looking for in a Sonic game is fun and engaging gameplay that makes you go super fast. Like Unleashed. At the very least, the terrible automated stages and forces still made you go fast. This game claims to focus more on platforming, which, okay. But the actual platforming itself is boring as all hell, very simple, and not fast. Like, I feel like people are forgetting that Sonic's thing is fast platforming. Like, the fast part, this game doesn't have the fast part, it's just platforming. That's what differentiates Sonic from Mario. Mario platforms, Sonic also platforms, but he rewards you with speed for platforming. This game doesn't do that. Unleashed handles boost stages perfectly in my opinion, because they're very long, very challenging if you want to do well in them, and very fast. And it's not the Forces kind of fast where it sort of looks cool but you're not doing anything. No, it's very fast and most of the time you gotta actually work for that speed. You gotta master the stages and the platforming and you're rewarded with speed. That's been Sonic's philosophy since day one. In this game you have piss easy and boring platforming topped with almost no rewarded speed and barely any opportunity to use the boost, the main mechanic of the boost games, and they barely give you any white wisps and barely anywhere to use them. By the time you start to sorta have fun, the game takes away your boost and puts you in a god-awful block spam slow platforming section. And look, I'm all for having lots of platforming in my boost games, like let's get that clear. I'm not trying to say that Sonic should have less platforming. Games like Sonic Generations, Shadow Generations, and Sonic Frontiers, I guess, all have a beautiful blend of speed and platforming. And they reward your good platforming with more speed. Sonic Colors' level design, on the other hand, feels like a new Super Mario Bros. Level, and the few sections that are both fun and fast are so spread out that there's not even a point anymore. Now, there are a few stages that actually are pretty fun, like Asteroid Coaster Act 1 or Aquarium Park. But again, stages like these are so few and far in between that there's not even a point in appreciating them when everything else is crap, in my opinion. And then there's the later acts. Pretty much anything after Act 3. Platform spam with no creative level design simply put there to make the game slightly longer and usually rely on one boring gimmick to seem interesting. I'm not even gonna comment any further on these stages because they truly feel like unfinished Mario Maker levels at times. And now for this game's main gimmick. The Wisps.
Wisps?
Wisps?
No, wisps with a W.
Yeah, these also kinda suck. Some people would like to claim that they enhance the level design in Sonic's moveset, or whatever, but I only very slightly agree with that sometimes. Like, I agree that the Laser Wisp is pretty fun. Usually the level design allows for some fun uses of it, and it does feel pretty good blasting away at the speed of light, not gonna lie. But then there's, let's see, there's the Frenzy Wisp, which is also kinda cool because you can cause mass destruction. That's always fun. And the Rocket Wisp shoots you high up, which is also neat. But yeah, that's like the only wisps I somewhat enjoy using. Because all the other wisps either help you perform actions that Sonic has already been able to perform on his own for years, like the Lightspeed Dash or Spin Dash, or they just absolutely suck. Like, who the fuck came up with the Cube Wisp? How is this fun? And yeah, that's pretty much everything I have to say about this game. I probably upset a lot of you with this video, and I'm sorry for that, but I just have to get it out because I really don't get what people see in this game. Final verdict, I'd probably give it like a 4 out of 10. It's not an abomination like a certain other game I'll be mentioning in the future, and it does have its fun moments, but it just does nothing for me. Anyways, the next video is